What is up, fish lovers? My name is Shinman Takizo, and today we'll take a dive into the wonderful water world of Kadita. This perpetually wet water bender is scheduled for release today, and I'm here once again to give out unsolicited thoughts and impressions after playing her a few times, which may be irrelevant and biased, but here you are. So welcome my friends in this episode of Hero Review. Someone got lazy and didn't make 3D dolphins. Okay, so short backstory about Kadita. A long time ago, a Disney princess, fairest of them all, lived in a society. And then this ugly witch-ass being gave her a poisoned fruit in juice form. She drank it because she's stupid like that, and then she turned ugly. The citizens of the society couldn't take her ugliness anymore, so she jumped off a cliff and into the sea, where she was reborn by two undersea perv gods to be the queen of all waters, and they lived happily ever after. Except for the people who travels in ships in the sea, because she's mad as fuck to what people did to her. But enough about that, let us talk about how Kadita is in-game and in her final form. We'll talk about her skills, her playstyle, her role in the battlefield, and more. And again, like always, like in the other hero reviews that I did, this is not a guide. This is more like first impression so that you can have an idea of what it is to be Kadita before you buy her or if you decide to skip her. Kadita is a mage, so she specializes in putting out her damage with her skills. So we're gonna jump right into the skills. Kadita's passive is called Thalassophobia. What this does is every 30 seconds, this water ball becomes available and floats around you. The next damage you take from enemies except jungle monsters will give you a 4-second shield animation. Now this shield animation does not block damage, but instead, after 4 seconds, the passive will total or add up all the damage you took during that time and will give you back 65% of the HP you lost. So it's like a delayed healing effect. It is a pretty good passive since it lets you be aggressive whenever your passive is up, as indicated here in the small icon and the water ball spinning around you. That's when your passive is up, but it also sucks because of several things. One, it has a long ass cooldown of 30 seconds even at level 15 max level, so it does not get better as you level up. It doesn't scale. Number two, if you take a teensy weensy damage from an enemy hero like a basic attack, this passive gets triggered anyway, and the HP you will recover would be 65% of that, which would also be very little. And the cooldown goes off for another 30 seconds and you have to wait again. Number three, you can die before the passive can heal you. Remember that this passive is not a shield. It's not gonna reduce any of the damage, but it will give back HP after 4 seconds of taking damage. So yeah, if you die to the bursts before your passive can heal you within 4 seconds, then you're dead. But aside from that, it's a pretty cool regeneration type of passive. If you manage to survive after taking a lot of damage, for example you're escaping, then yeah, it will heal you by a lot.
The ocean waves are so soothing.
Initiate retreat! Initiate retreat!
And I bet that Oracle or maybe support emblem talents that gives more healing would amplify this. Kadita's skill 1 is called Ocean Oddity. Pressing the skill will have Kadita glide inside a wave forward in a line direction or a linear direction and then backwards to where you started. Everyone hit by Kadita takes damage and will have their movement speed slowed down. She can also get hit while in this form, but she will take reduced damage while riding the wave. And at the same time, any stuns or any slowing effects will be ignored. She will be immune to CC or crowd control. So I think this is where the passive is gonna shine. You have this skill 1 that lets you dive into the enemy's range to damage them. In turn, they can also damage you, but the damage you take is massively reduced. And when you get back to your spot, your passive will pop and it will heal you, making trading damage with your enemies very beneficial if you initiate it or if you are aggressive. You can also choose to get out of the wave early by pressing skill 1 again in the middle of the glide. This gives you the choice of where you want to get off, so this makes it a very good dash skill as well. You can go through walls, you can chase, you can escape with it if you press the skill a second time at its maximum range. There is also a special synergy between skill 1 and your other skills. During the travel time of the skill 1, you can also use skills 2 and 3 while in the wave. This will let you out of the water and at the same time shorten the cast time or delay of skill 2 and skill 3, which we'll talk more about later. Overall, I can't see anything wrong with this skill. It allows you to escape, it allows you to chase, you are immune to crowd control or stuns, and you deal damage and also reduce damage that you take. This is definitely something that you should spam and abuse for the rest of the game, especially since it has a short cooldown as well. Kadita's skill 2 is called Breath of the Ocean. It is a pretty straightforward skill. You cast this area circle and after a short delay, water will pop out. Any enemy within this range when this water gasm happens will take damage and be knocked up in air, effectively disabling them. This is another skill where you have to get used to the delay like Vexana's skill 2 or Gord's stun, so prediction of the enemy's movements is key. Or you can just spam it in minion waves to clear them or spam it in team fights and you'll be sure to hit something, right? And also, the thing I mentioned earlier when I was talking about skill 1 and its synergy with other skills, if you cast skill 2 while gliding with skill 1, you will automatically cast the water eruption where you are standing. You will not have the option to aim it anywhere else, but in exchange, skill 2 will have a shorter delay, effectively increasing your accuracy with this skill. Kadita's skill 3 is called Rough Waves. This is her ultimate and her highest damaging skill. Pressing the skill will make Kadita dive into untargetability while at the same time releasing 6 damage-dealing waves in all directions. Each of these waves will deal separate damage, so in order for the enemy to take full damage, you would have to cast this skill where the enemy is standing.
You have slain an enemy!
Within the duration of the ultimate or while Kadita is under the sea, she cannot be targeted by anything, much like Lunox's light side ultimate. You can also move around during this time if you're trying to escape or you're trying to chase someone, which is something you would do a lot since the 6 waves that Kadita sent out at the start of her ult will go back towards the end of it, like Gusion's blades, dealing even more damage.
Request backup! You have slain an enemy! Double kill!
One thing that's slightly annoying about this skill though is that the cast time takes quite a bit. This diving animation will get you disabled or even killed before you can be immune if you didn't time it properly. But hey, cast it while you're riding your skill 1 wave and the cast time will be slightly reduced. Now these games you're seeing are from the advanced server, but I'm playing her right now before her release, so we can all be sure that nothing drastic will change, no reworks, as you watch this video. And I think she is a really fun hero to play. She has lots of escapes with her skill 1 and ultimate, she has an annoying immunity with her skill 1, and man, I assure you that Aldous will never target you at all for the rest of the game, especially if you save your skill 1 and your ultimate because of the immunity. Using your skill 1 to check bushes as well is perfect because nobody can stun you. You take reduced damage, you are free to look in the bush, and sometimes enemies might waste their stuns if they choose to attack you while you're in the wave. And her burst damage is nothing to laugh about. With a perfect combo of skill 1, skill 2, and skill 3, she can unleash a devastating one-shot combo in 1v1s and in teamfights if executed properly. I see Kadita as a very mobile and slippery hero. She will definitely excel in ganking as soon as she hits level 4 by waiting in the bushes and executing her combos. In teamfights, she can either enter the teamfight first because of her immunity, she can't be stunned, or she can wait for the right moment for the tanks to get into the team fight and then she can follow up making sure she hits everyone with her ultimate. So yeah, she is definitely a well-rounded hero, but at the same time she has her weaknesses because of the cast time or the delay of her skills. But hey, with enough practice, hard work, and dedication, you'll get used to countering these weaknesses with the right timing and be a true master of the waves. I rate this hero Dolphin out of 5. I hope this video helps you in deciding whether you want to buy Kadita and get all your enemies wet, or skip her and leave her in the ocean park where she can never escape. Let me know what you think of her in the comments down below in case you bought her before watching this video, which happens a lot. And again, my name is Shinmen Takizo, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Fish.